So hi there, good morning Thierry. Good to see you. I mean, I've just had the pleasure of sitting in on your class this morning. I've never seen you do your work before. Here we are in central London, class full of people. I know that you've been involved in the yoga world for 15 years, and among the work that you do is running classes here, working with private clients. Tell me a little bit about the class that I've just sat in on and a little bit about what I've just seen.
Right, this class is very special. It's a very early morning Monday class, and it's the beginning of the week. And I feel people need this class to get them ready for the week ahead. It's a very meditative class, it's a very spiritual class. It gives them space in their body and space in their head to handle whatever is going to be happening.
Yeah, that very much came across. There was a lovely meditative side, but I also noticed it was very physical too. It was very, it was, for me it was very poetic, but it was very physical, very, tell us a little bit about, because they had a very good workout too, didn't they?
They did. Yes. Well, I need to remember that this is a health club. This is a very exclusive health club in central London. People feel the need to work out. They need to feel the need that the body is being worked out. So a part of the class needs to be a physical workout. The good thing about the physical workout is that it gives the mind the time to rest. The body is busy doing its things, the mind can just switch off. It's exactly, they're probably not aware of it, but this is exactly what they need.
And for some of the people who are coming here, will it be their first experience of yoga? Is this how, for people who are finding yoga, is this typically how the journey begins?
It's a very good question. Most of the students in this class are regular students. Every now and again I get a new student who probably has never done yoga or has never experienced my style before. But the yoga journey most of the time starts in a health club. People interested in yoga always or most of the time start practicing or the experience of yoga within a health club. So it's very important to give the right vibes straight from the beginning, just to make sure they don't get put off by it.
Yeah, and I know that this is just one dimension of the work that you do. You do yoga retreats. You've worked with some very successful people doing one-to-one yoga with them. People of all particular kind of backgrounds. Tell me just a little bit about those different bits of the work, the retreats, the work with people who are very successful and so on. Tell me a little bit about those different bits of work and why those different bits of work are important. And I know also you also work with athletes, and it's interesting, we'll talk about the athletic bit of the yoga during here, but you talk about, so tell us a little bit about the different types of settings, the different types of work it is you do.
Right, okay. Well, I give classes in health clubs. I mainly work privately. I have a nice group of private clients I work with on a regular basis, and I have done so for the past 5 years. I do work with high-profile clients and celebrities, and I enjoy my work with them. I run and organize retreats abroad, worldwide, in Europe and also in India. And I've recently started working with specialized athletes who use yoga to help performance in their own sports. And I'm really enjoying that side of my work, because it brings a whole new dimension to what I do.
And I would imagine for some of those clients, the successful people, you're talking about for people of all walks of life, be it that they're bankers, be it that they're a secretary, it helps prepare them for their whole week. What about for some of the successful clients? What does it do? Does it help keep them centered? What is it that they particularly say that they get from the yoga?
That's a very interesting question.
Because my guess is that they need it more than anybody else, from my experience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the feedback I get from my project clients is that they need to see me on a regular basis. It is part of their routine. It's one of their priorities. So they always make sure they plan sessions with me every week, every month, throughout the year. It's part of their setup.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about what I've seen here today. Tell me a little bit, can you talk me through a little bit through the stages that you started off? People, when I came in, they were first of all, it seemed as though they may have been lightly stretching, just settling themselves down. Can you talk me or walk me through just very basically some of the things that you did today?
Right, okay. Well, basically the students know that before the beginning of the class, they need to get themselves into the right kind of zone. So they come in, they lie down on their mat, they kind of rest for a little while just to forget about whatever's been happening before they got here. Some of them may find stretching a little bit can help them to achieve that. But what they're basically doing is that they're getting ready for the class, mentally and physically. Then I come in, we start with the initial relaxation, which is very important. Then we move on to some breathing, because I think the breathing is the essence of what we do. Without the breath, then there wouldn't be any sense in doing what we're doing. So we make sure the breath gets started and gets them started. Then we move on to the physical activity, the physical exercise, the physical routine, and progressively build up the exercises up to a kind of pinnacle, and then slowly take them back down in preparation for the final relaxation and the meditation, which is basically, to me, the most important part of the class. I always say the meditation is a bit like the end of a movie. The students must make sure they stay for the meditation.
And I could tell by the end there was a lovely warmth of that as the session came to a close, and being back centered and so on. Absolutely, that the start and end seemed very, very important indeed. And it's interesting to talk about the start and end. I remember when we were talking once, you told me a little bit about how this whole journey had begun for you. You were talking a little bit earlier on about how the journey begins for these people, but it's quite extraordinary, isn't it? One day you just got on your bike and, you hadn't come from a family that had been particularly health focused, and you just got on your bike, found yourself at a health club, and it began a lifelong journey in terms of fitness and yoga. What's your take on your journey and your purpose? I guess it's a bit of a big question, but tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, now that I think about it, it almost flowed. It was never an effort for me to do what I did. I felt I had to do it. It was a call from somewhere. I had to do what I did, and I did it, and I keep doing it now, and it's part of who I am. And it's a bit like breathing. I breathe in and out without even thinking about it, and I do what I do just because it's part of my genes. That's what I do. So now I don't even think about it.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for giving me some time and allowing me to sit in. It was quite a wonderful experience. And can you just tell us your website again, just in case people are wanting to find out about your work, private classes, or anything, any other yoga services?
Sure, the website is www.progressiveyoga.co.uk.
Pleasure, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rasheed.
Namaste.
Namaste.